What is going on? This is AlTone, and today I have the pleasure of sharing with you another flight simulator. This one is the RealFlight Evolution flight sim, and I think it's fantastic for a couple of different reasons. One of them is because this guy has tons and tons and tons of different aircraft that you can fly, and there's a full training tutorial on learning how to fly 3D, which is super awesome. You can set your whole screen up and have the different things that you want on the screen, it's just really cool. So we go down here, we've got it installed. This is my portable flight sim / ground station for some autonomous vehicles that I'm using, and this allows me to be able to carry, this particular setup allows me to be able to carry it to different places and allow people to try it out. So this is the Aero Scout. This is one of my aircraft that I currently own and is fantastic. I absolutely love this aircraft. I actually went in and set up the different switches and buttons. So here, as you can see, is a reset. I turn this to panic. It actually gives it a little bit of throttle. So if I hit the reset, it takes it back. So if I take off, and let's say I crash it. And let's go ahead and crash it. Boom, we crashed it. Now, if we wanted to, look at that. If we wanted to, we could do, and let's go ahead and put this back in beginner. We can hit the reset button and it resets it. And I actually went in and set this up, set the controller up myself. And so with the Aero Scout in here, this particular one, and we're going to put it in intermediate. This particular one will actually allow you to have a panic button. So for some reason you get into a situation where you don't know what it's doing, it will straighten itself back out. If we put this guy in expert mode and we do something like this, it'll straighten itself out. And it gives it a little bit of throttle. That's the reason why when you have the panic button on, see how it levels itself off? And I know it's a very small little dot on the screen. But this flight sim is actually perfect for helping you get acclimated to flying an RC plane yourself. So we're just going to land on the grass over here. That's fine. Steer it away from this bush. Back out onto the runway. I'm actually using the StartRC controller with this simulator. However, you can use your actual controller that you're going to be flying with as long as you have a USB connection. Many of your standard controllers will work. And as long as it has a connection from your controller to your computer, many of your controllers will be recognized by the simulator. You might want to check this particular controller was not one that was listed as being compatible, but it does work. So the other thing, I don't know if you notice it, over here, there's a little, and I have it set up, there's some binoculars. So if we take this guy off again, and whoop, didn't make it. We take off again. If we get out a certain distance away from us, then you can see the aircraft here. And you can see what the aircraft is doing. We have it in expert, so it is able to go inverted. And so you can see the aircraft there, because on a screen it can be a little difficult because they are relatively small little aircraft. So on a screen versus actually going out to the field. So there's nothing better for learning how to fly than actually going out to the field with your aircraft. And came in a little hot there. Actually going out to the field in with your aircraft and actually learning how to fly it. There's nothing better than that. But this actually works out very well as a training, a beginner training practice, so you're not destroying aircraft. And I have crashed my Aero Scout twice, if I remember correctly. Hitting escape actually brings you to all of this. We can resume flying. We can do free play, again, which is basically what I'm doing. You choose your aircraft that you're going to fly and all that kind of stuff. Then the training. The training is super cool. And that's one of the things I absolutely love about it. You can actually train on different aircraft or classic. They give you specific aircraft that they believe are good for training purposes. There's even a jet in there. And if we go back out, there's challenges, multiplayer, so you can connect to other people. RealFlight, manage RealFlight content, settings, and exit RealFlight. If you go into challenges, this is the part that gets me. It's just phenomenal. So challenges, you have 3D airplane training. It actually trains you from using one control surface at a time on how to fly 3D, which I think is awesome. Air race, so you can do races. Balloon burst, FPV drone racing, so you can do some drone practice here. Grapple, which basically you're lifting objects with your helicopter and putting them in target areas, which I think is a fantastic, fantastic little game to play. Hangar obstacle courses. Limbo, where you're flying underneath you continue to fly underneath a specific height. Quadcopter trials, ring race, scavenger hunt. Use your drone to find and take photographs of designated targets, which I think is awesome. And then spot landing. And spot landing, I think, is also a really good training, so that when you go out to the field, depending on what aircraft that you're flying, like an Aeroscout tends to be very floaty. So spot landing an Aeroscout is going to be a little bit different than spot landing a balsa wood trainer, a high wing trainer, or even a jet, because it's traveling much faster. So spot landing is something that's really good to practice, because if you're flying, especially a fast mover, you want to touch down as close to the beginning of your runway as possible to give yourself plenty of rollout, so that you have time for the aircraft to slow down before it goes off the end of the runway. So these things are super cool. This is a very, very, very good flight sim. And you can actually do a ton of things in here. My RealFlight, you can actually import and export some different files and some different things. Just get in here. It's just such a large program, large simulator with so many different functions and features. It's too much to try to go into in a single video. But this guy will absolutely help you, especially for a beginner, or you have those days that you really want to fly and you can't go outdoors and fly. This will actually help you out with getting some practice in, helping get that muscle memory down with controlling your aircraft, and it's an absolute great start. So thank you so much for stopping by and checking this out with me. If you decide that you would really like to hear more about this awesome little simulator / ground station setup that I have here, that I designed with a mini PC and keyboard and all that kind of stuff, if you'd really like to know more about this, then make sure that you go and check me out at my AlTone Robotics channel. I'll be sharing basically what I've done here in the build and that kind of stuff of this unit. And in case that might be something that you want to do, or something that might be beneficial for you in some way. So thanks again for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Take care.